Hi, YouTube. This is Archangel Warrior Christine Pence coming at you once again. I actually wanted to do this video last night. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I did want to talk about it on live chat. And I know that some of you have said that you have not gotten notifications from me anymore because of YouTube. A lot of people are stating that in their channels that YouTube is making it utterly impossible for their subscribers to join on their live chats and live streams. So most people are getting zero viewers. But maybe if you try to unclick the bell and then re-click the bell, that sometimes that helps. So try that. But I wanted to come on here today and talk about something I don't know a whole lot about, but I think it's very interesting to talk about, an interesting talk. So if anyone catches me on and they just happen to come across me, you're welcome to join. So hello, I'm Archangel Warrior, Christine Pence. Hope you're all doing well. God bless. And last night, my last video was about Gabriel. Well, there was a couple things I forgot to mention until after I uploaded the video. One of them was I had a dream once about Archangel Gabriel, and I found out through some subscribers he is an archangel. I did not know that, so he is an archangel. So now I know. You know, he's up there with Michael and Uriel and Raphael and all them. Okay, they're archangels. But I remember having a dream one time in one of my dreams where it said Gabriel had a successor. But it was a female successor. I'm not sure what a successor exactly is, but I remember having a dream about Gabriel having a female successor. And I don't know if that goes into me always hearing the name Gabriel or if it has to do with something else. But I do remember that, and I did put it on a subscriber's comment last night, but I'm not 100% sure what that means. But it is true that I have been encountering the name Gabriel a lot, and then a feeling about Gabriel, the archangel, which I found out last night. He is an archangel. But then I had a dream that he had a successor, a female successor, whatever that's supposed to really mean. And also something I came across last night, which I've heard about, but never talked about because I don't know a lot about it. Some of you might, is the Ark of Gabriel. We all know the Ark of the Covenant is of God. It's in the Bible, and we will talk about the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of Gabriel is not mentioned in the Bible, but it is mentioned in other books. It is mentioned in the, I believe, the Muslims, or when they follow their Muhammad guy, that they talk about the Ark of Gabriel. A few years ago, about probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago, somewhere through there, or a couple years ago. Yeah, no, it was less than that. It was about probably maybe 3 years ago. The elites, are those in power of the world, kept going to Antarctica, and the rumor had it that they found the Ark of Gabriel. The problem is, just like the Ark of the Covenant that is sealed by God and has a protection on it where no mortal man or woman or child can touch it without being killed, because you have to be specifically chosen by God. And it's usually the Levitical priests that get to carry the Ark of the Covenant. And some people speculate that the Levitical priests had Rh negative blood, since Rh negative blood supposedly has spiritual or supernatural abilities to it, which does have some truth to that. And that some of these Levite priests could have had those blood types and were specifically picked by God to carry the covenant. And those were the only ones allowed to handle the covenant. Anyone else that touched it was killed. It is in the Bible. The Ark of Gabriel, similar thing happens. Some people claim it's a weapon from Satan. They try to prove that that Michael and Gabriel are fallen angels, and they're not. And they try to use certain references they've heard or read that I'm not sure are really true, because I do believe that Michael and Gabriel are holy angels. But how do we know? Because the fallen angels impersonate, every the fallen angels, including Satan, they impersonate God and his angels. So how do we know that they don't go around impersonating Gabriel or a Michael? We do know Satan tries to play fake Jesus with people. So why wouldn't the fallen angels go around and impersonate their holy brethren that they oppose now, since they've fallen? So I think what it is that the fallen angels portray themselves as holy angels when bad things occur. So people think Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Uriel are evil when they're actually holy and of God. And the holy angels portray them, because the Bible does say Satan and his workers are the same thing. They masquerade as angels of light. They are shapeshifters. I have mentioned this in my past videos. They can change their appearance to anything they wish, any type of human being. They can appear as an animal. People have seen them shapeshifted in the sky into birds. One person said something about a tree one time. They can turn into dogs. I mean, these beings, they are angelic in nature, but they have a lot of supernatural abilities that we are not fully aware of or understanding of. So we just don't really know what they're capable of. And so for those out there who are thinking the holy angels like Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and the other holy angels, that you're thinking they're evil and they're of the fallen, you're wrong and you're incorrect. And I think what you're experiencing, for those of you who claim to have done that research, is that the fallen angels impersonate the holy angels at times, and that people say, oh, they're the fallen angels, when they're just the fallen angels impersonating the holy angels, because they're shapeshifters. Because in the Muslim belief, they talk about the Ark of Gabriel, that they claim Gabriel made this ark, and that there's a lot of sinisterness to it, a lot of darkness to it. And then some people say it's of God. But apparently, the Ark of Gabriel in the Muslim belief was given to them by their prophet Muhammad, that believed that they were talking to actual Gabriel, when I believe they were talking to a fallen angel that was portraying himself as Gabriel. It's just like in, I think in the Mormon culture, they believe that their leader, Joseph Smith, saw an angel. I think it was supposed to have been Gabriel as well, and told him to write the Book of Mormon. Well, I think these are impersonations of angels by fallen angels. That's just my opinion. More research has to be done, but I'm pretty sure that the holy angels do what God tells them to do and not what Satan tells them to do. And I know this video may come off a little different, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. But anyway, the Ark of Gabriel, I read online last night, I don't know that lot about it, is it actually creates plasma storms. And they said a lot of these Muslims in, where's that, Israel or wherever they're at, that a lot of them got killed by like a freak storm that had a lot of plasma and like pink lightning and stuff, that had to do with the Ark of Gabriel. And a lot of the elites went a few years ago to Antarctica, and they claimed that the elites found the Ark of Gabriel. And so they got a hold of it. Some say it is used as a weapon, and that it actually is not supposed to come out till the resurrection day. And that's actually quite interesting, because the Bible talks about the resurrection. So that's very interesting that the story behind the Ark of Gabriel would talk about that it's not allowed to come out until the end times, until the last days, until the resurrection day or close to it, before Christ returns. So it's actually quite interesting, because that's not in the Bible. The Ark of Gabriel is not written in the Bible. The Ark of the Covenant is, which is of God. The Ark of Gabriel is actually quite a mystery. But apparently the elites do have it. They found it in Antarctica, they believe. You can look it up, and there are different beliefs and people that's researched it telling you what they believe or what they found out about the Ark of Gabriel. There's really not a lot out there about it. Excuse me. I even Googled it, and Google couldn't find really much of anything but a few videos on the Ark of Gabriel. Um, but that is something to look into if you're interested. The Ark of Gabriel is interesting. I know I've always heard of the Ark of the Covenant and then the Ark of Gabriel. And then I'm thinking, well, are there other arks that were created? Because you got the Ark of the Covenant and the Ark of Gabriel. Very, very interesting. But supposedly, the Ark of Gabriel is supposed to be used as a weapon. Some say it actually almost equivalents or almost equals the power of the Ark of the Covenant, which makes one wonder, could the Ark of Gabriel really be in disguise a weapon against God? Or was it really created by Angel Gabriel or a false Angel Gabriel in disguise who was actually a fallen angel? No one really knows because it's not mentioned in the Bible about the Ark of Gabriel, but apparently the Ark of Gabriel does exist and it is very real. But yeah, there's not much about it. I have heard about it. Some of you may not have heard about it. You can look up the Ark of Gabriel to check it out and see what you think. You can leave your comments below if you've heard about the Ark of Gabriel and what your opinions and or beliefs are about it. The Ark of the Covenant is mentioned in the Bible, and much like the Ark of Gabriel, you can't really touch it without somebody dying, and you can't move it because in the story of the Ark of the Covenant, it talks about King David when he and the other Israelites were moving the Ark, and that I guess someone, I forgot who it was, I don't know if it was a servant boy or someone, accidentally fell on it or touched it with his hand. Something happened, and he ended up getting, I think it was struck by lightning. Something happened to him, and he got killed. And the servants were like really scared because God, people call it a curse, but I don't call it a curse. God put a protectant around the Ark of the Covenant to protect it from man's hands, because that's God's property. So of course God's going to protect his property. He protects us. He keeps Satan from killing us. He keeps Satan from attacking us on a constant basis, even though some of us are, but he does protect us if we stay good and connected with him and in prayer and, do everything he tells us, be obedient. And the Ark of the Covenant, I feel, is kind of similar because that's God's property. God created the Ark of the Covenant, and he doesn't want men getting their hands on it, and that's totally understandable. Now, I know I mentioned a channel which hasn't been active for over a month of Naughty Beaver. According to him, and then there's other videos that have claimed this, and it could be true. The Ark of the Covenant, which is of the Lord, is located on Oak Island in Canada. Naughty Beaver claims that the Ark of the Covenant is just right down the street from his house where he lives, and that there's like this island there. It's called Oak Island, and that's where the Ark of the Covenant is. He claims to have a connection to this covenant. Could it be that he's one of the Levitical priests? I don't know. I don't know a lot about Naughty Beaver. He hasn't made videos in over a month, so people are starting to wonder what happened to him. But, he's a very smart man, and he's very much informative. And he seems to know what he's talking about. Hello, my one viewer. Thank you for finding me and joining me. I know YouTube doesn't give notifications anymore, and that's been happening to a lot. Hi, Space Girl. But I'm on here talking about the Ark of the Covenant and the Ark of Gabriel. So you are welcome to join. But as I was saying, the Ark of the Covenant, that's fine. The Ark of the Covenant actually is supposedly located in that island in Canada, which I just forgot the name. And it's got a curse. They call it, Oak Island. I'm sorry. Oak Island. And it's cursed. And they say that anyone that goes on it gets killed. Well, supposedly that's where the Ark of the Covenant is. And like I said, Naughty Beaver says he lives down the street from it, maybe a few miles from the island and from his home. And he feels a connection to the Ark of the Covenant. Could he be a Levitical priest of God? We don't know. I don't know a lot about Naughty Beaver. And he hasn't made a video in over a month. So let's hope our Canadian friend is doing quite well. But it is interesting if you want to look it up. And if you look up other videos about Oak Island in Canada, they talk about treasure and the Ark of the Covenant possibly being there and that no one has been able to find it. If it's true that the Ark of the Covenant is in Oak Island in Canada, down the street from Naughty Beaver, then of course God's going to protect it, because like I said in scripture, it talks about unless God picked certain Levitical priests, you are not allowed to go near the covenant nor touch it, or you would be killed. And a lot of people say, oh, that's just cruel, God's evil. No, God is not evil. He's holy. He's protecting his property. We are sinful beings, sinful creatures. I can totally understand why God wouldn't want anyone touching his covenant. I'm glad I don't live down the street from the Ark of the Covenant. That would be a little scary for me. But yeah, if you look up stories about Oak Island in Canada and the Ark of the Covenant, it talks about that may be located in some caves on that island. So it's very interesting, and supposedly it's hidden from human eyes. Some people have claimed to have found it, but I don't think they have. If they have, they're not telling us. But it is true that the Ark of Gabriel does exist, and it has been found. And supposedly, rumor has it was found in Antarctica by the elites, those in power globally, the shadow government, and that they have possession of the Ark of Gabriel. Now, it makes you wonder, you've got the Ark of the Covenant from God and the mysterious Ark of Gabriel. It makes you wonder, are there other arks out there that were created that we don't know about? Yeah, I actually have seen that show online about them going to Oak Island looking for treasure. Yeah, they didn't say anything in that show, but there are other videos out there that talk about the Ark of the Covenant possibly being on Oak Island. Not necessarily that TV show, because I have watched it. They have talked about a curse on the island. They have talked about treasures. But there are other videos out there that talk about that the covenant could be possibly in Oak Island in Canada. But no, not in that particular show. They don't talk about it, no. But it's interesting because it makes you really wonder. And I know in the Bible at the end, I forgot what part's it in, where God says that later the Israelites are not even going to remember the Ark of the Covenant. It won't even come to their mind. So eventually the Ark is not even going to matter to them later. So that's very interesting to know. So I don't know a lot about the Ark of the Covenant. I just know it belongs to God. There is a protection over it that those that God has not told to go near it or touch it or pick it up will be killed. In the Bible, it talks about it, like I said, when King David and his group tried to move it, and someone that was supposed to touch it touched it, and they ended up dying from it. They claimed it was cursed. It was not cursed. It's just protected. God has a protectant of it because human beings are selfish and evil, and we're sinners. And I can totally understand why he would want to have something like that over his property. And some people would say, well, why would God want the covenant here in the first place if humans are so bad? It's like, I'm not God. I don't have all the answers, so I can't answer that question. But the one I'm interested in is when I was talking about Gabriel last night. The Ark of Gabriel is quite interesting. And there's a mystery behind that one because not everyone's heard about the Ark of Gabriel. And it's actually quite interesting to look into it because it makes one wonder what is about this bizarre ark that the Bible talks about, the Ark of the Covenant. And then you've got the Muslims talk about the Ark of Gabriel. Well, then science says the Ark of Gabriel as well as the Ark of the Covenant both exist. So what's the deal here? Where did the Ark of Gabriel come from? If the Ark of the Covenant is truly of God, which I do believe, I do believe the Holy Scriptures, then where did the Ark of Gabriel come from? That's what I want to know. It's very interesting to know that there are two arks out there. The Ark of Gabriel, like I said, is considered a weapon. And just like with the Ark of the Covenant, if people that are not picked for this particular ark is pick it up, they die. And it says that those that found it, many of the servants that tried to move the ark got killed with some sort of plasma storm. So to me, that's very interesting. Could the Ark of Gabriel be a copycat of Satan or the false gods as a weapon against God? Was it something God allowed Gabriel to create? Was it something that just happen to pop up centuries ago? Was it man that just happened to build it and put a name tag, the Ark of Gabriel? I mean, there's so many mysteries behind the stories of the Ark of Gabriel. We just don't really know. And I don't even really know. I tried to look up the information, and there's not a lot out there about the Ark of Gabriel. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you finding me, Space Girl. I know my videos haven't been giving many notifications. You're like the only one on right now, so it's cool. But yeah, the show you're talking about does not talk about the Covenant, but I've heard different stories, and researchers claim that the Ark of Covenant is there in caves somewhere. But I don't know. I mean, I've heard different stories, so who knows? We just gotta to use discernment with God and have Him tell us where it's at, or if He wants us to know. If He doesn't want us to know, it's probably better that we don't know. I think it did. I think you're right, Space Girl. I think it did hold the original stone tablets that Moses held up and, talked to the Israelites with. So I think you are correct. So, like I said, that's God's property, that's His treasure. Didn't the Ark of the Covenant hold the original stone tablets with the commandments written on it and some manna, like what God provided the Israelites and something else? Yes, I did hear that, and I think you're correct because there is something in the Ark of the Covenant. So I do believe you're correct. I think it does have manna. I have heard about the manna from heaven being in the Ark, and the stone tablets that God gave Moses, and He showed it to the Israelite people and showed them the Ten Commandments and read it to them. So I think you are correct. I believe you are correct. Hi, second viewer. How are you? So, yeah, it's very interesting. So I don't really know a lot about these two arcs, and I really wonder: is there more than the two arcs out there, or is it just these two? And it's like, okay, and it's just a very curious subject I want to talk about today. So that's why I came on here, because I thought it was very interesting to talk about the Ark of the Covenant and the Ark of Gabriel. So, hi, Pyromaniac. How are you? But anyway, I guess I will get off here. I hope you all have a blessed day. And if you want to rewatch the video, you can watch it when it uploads. God bless and take care. I'm glad you're good, Pyromaniac. I'm logging off. I've been on for over 20 minutes, so hope you all have a good evening. Take care. God bless, and keep looking to the